92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I've said it once and I'll say it again for all the guys that are listening out there. When you're going out on a date, less effort. Less effort. When you try too hard, things get weird.
Yeah.
Sort of like the guy we're about to talk to who wants to do a second date update today. His name is Tommy, and Tommy thought of an interesting date idea to do with the girl that he wants to call today. Tommy, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Tommy actually wants to call a girl named Tawny today.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Isn't that special?
Yeah, Tommy and Tawny.
And I guess that you guys actually met at Starbucks because you thought her drink was yours or something like that?
Yeah, they called out her name, and it sounds just like mine. So, yeah, we giggled because we both grabbed the cup at the same time.
Are you serious? That sounds like a bad plot out of like a Nicholas Sparks book or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Whatever, you know.
Did you yell at her for trying to grab your coffee cup?
Well, at first I was like, hey, come on, that's my coffee. But then I realized I was the guy making the mistake here.
Yeah. So how did you ask her out then? Did you ask her out right then and there, or did you guys start joking around about your name? Or?
No, she just grabbed her coffee and left, and I thought, like, heck, you only live once. And so I kind of followed her out to her car and, like, asked her out really awkwardly. You know, she was standing by her BMW. I mean, this is like a 10 sort of gal, and I don't usually get to meet girls like that.
You mean hot? You don't meet hot girls?
Meets a lot of sevens.
Yeah, I mean, she also had a lot of money.
What?
You know that she had a lot of money?
What?
Well, I mean, she's driving a BMW and had some really expensive-looking sunglasses
Yeah,
on.
but did you break down her financial portfolio right there, or are you just assuming that she had a lot of money?
I guess I am assuming she could be broker than me, but...
Your date is interesting, though. What you chose to do with her really piqued my interest when I was reading your email. Can you explain to everybody what you did?
Yeah. Well, usually on first dates, I like to do activities, like things that aren't, you know, staring at each other and holding hands. So I thought I had to go big or go home with this gal, so I did this thing called the Bigger and Better Date. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No.
You ever heard about the guy who traded a paperclip for a car on Craigslist?
Yeah.
What?
And so, like, through a whole number of trades, you can do that. That's sort of the idea. So I thought, you know, we'd start with, like, a dollar bill and trade it together and, you know, see what we can get at the end of the date.
You're talking about trading things online? So you sat there and...
No, like, going out, usually I'll, like, hit up, like, a flea market or... you know, somewhere where like a street fair is going on, where there's a lot of people or an event. And
Okay. So you're like, let's run around the city and try to like see what we can get, starting with this $1 bill.
Exactly.
That's
Okay.
kind of cool. I like that.
How did you propose this to her?
So we met up at the same Starbucks, and in the parking lot, I just told her, I said, this is the idea. We start with $1, we trade up, and I don't know, she wasn't into it at first. Like, the whole time I was, like, leading the charge. I was, like, trading up, and, like, you know, I traded the $1 for a cookie, and then a cookie turned into, you know, like, grocery bags, and I kept going. And so, I don't know, it kind of got lame for a while.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it.
You got stuck
Did
on
she
that
seem-
reusable bag.
Did she seem like she was having fun at all?
I kind of was forcing it a little. So at one point, we got the CD, and so I told her, you know, it was her turn because I had been doing all the work. And so I kind of, like, not pushy, but, like, I said, why don't you try it, see if you like it. And she traded the CD successfully for I know this is going to sound lame, but commemorative plate. You know what I'm saying? Like what you put on your grandma's wall, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sounds awesome.
This is still really
Yeah.
strange. I don't.
And was she really excited about the plate that she got?
I mean, she was excited that she successfully had done it.
Tommy,
yeah,
at any point, did you just want to go, you know what? This whole bigger and better date idea, not really working out like I had
I
planned.
think I know why she's not calling me.
Shall we just go to dinner?
Well, I don't know. I guess I just didn't want her to know that I felt defeated. So I kind of wanted it to be like, hey, look, isn't this fun?
So you just kept going with all of it.
Right. I mean, after we had gotten the plate, she said she had to go meet her sister. So we said goodbye. And before we parted, I was like, can we hang out sometime soon? And she said, sure.
You get a hug, or I'm assuming with that date you probably didn't get a kiss, but who knows?
I mean, yeah, well, I got a hug because, come on, but no kiss or anything. But it is a first date, so you never know how these things go.
Yeah, you never know. So how many times have you tried to get a hold of her since?
I don't want to overdo it. I've texted her 3 times.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything back.
So, Tommy, looking back on this first date, what would you wouldn't have done this again, right?
Well, I would. When you're meeting strangers, and dating is such a silly, stupid thing anyway, like, why not go out and have a fun time and be totally outgoing?
Listen, I'm all for creative dates. Like, I've spent a date drawing portraits of my husband on a date once. Like, those are great ideas, but I just feel like, doesn't she feel like she's just begging at that point? Like, you're just going around begging?
Hold on, Brooke, you're on a date, but you are drawing pictures of your husband?
Yeah, that one's silly.
Yeah, just sounds creepy.
It's not creepy. You each get 10 minutes to draw each other. You sit with a pad of paper at a bar. Just try it sometime.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be a little worse than mine.
And the bigger and better date guy is judging your date. All right, man. Here's what we're gonna play. We're gonna play a song. Come back, call her, and get your second date update. Okay?
All right,
man. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Tommy is on the phone with us. He wants us to call a girl named Tawny today. They went on a bigger and better date. If you don't know what that is, Tommy basically started off with a dollar bill, took her around town for like 2 hours, seeing what they could trade things for. Like, they'd go into business and be like, hey, I got this dollar bill. What can I trade you for that's bigger and better? And then they would just do that. And he's not sure if the date really worked very well because the girl did seem kind of awkward at the end of it. We know that Brooke has been pretty critical of the bigger and better date. I'm curious to see what Lydia thinks, though. Lydia, would you want to do this date?
I think it's creative. He put thought into it, which we always complain that guys don't put enough thought into things.
It's true.
I think just maybe she got too into it. She traded up for a bigger and better guy.
You think that's what could have happened, Tommy?
Maybe.
Oh, God, I hope not.
All right, Tommy, we're about to get Tawny on the phone and see if it was your bigger and better date that turned her off or if there's another reason that she's not calling you back.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what she has to say, because I've never, ever dated a girl like this. So I thought it was awesome. I just want to know what she thought.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll dial her phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone. Here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Tawny, please?
this is she.
Hey, Tawny, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Oh, okay. I don't think I know.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you. I host a radio show on Moving 92.5. I'm calling you today because one of our listeners actually emailed us about you. His name is Tommy, and he said that he recently met you at Starbucks, and you guys went out on a date, and he went a little out of the box and did something that he calls a bigger and better date.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, Tommy wanted me to call you today because he wanted to see if he screwed up on that date or if there was a reason that you're not calling him back, because I know that he's tried to text you a few times and he's gotten no response.
Okay, he wants to know why I'm not texting him back.
Yep. So he asked us if we could get you on the phone.
He emailed you about this.
Yes. So what'd you think of the bigger and better date idea that he did?
It was certainly different than what I'm used to.
Did you enjoy it?
No.
I don't blame you.
That was a nice little pause there before. Okay, so is that why you're not calling him back then?
It was really weird and just, like I said, not what I'm used to. He's not like the guys I'm used to.
I mean, but is that necessarily a bad thing? It's good to expand your horizons, try different things.
Well, that's what I thought.
How is he not what you're used to? What are you used to?
Honestly, I'm used to being taken out on, like, a very classy date with really classy guys. I mean, my last boyfriend owned a gym, so I'm used to a guy that takes me places and treats me well. And this just, we were like homeless people for the day. Right?
Do you mean like you date dudes with money is what you're saying?
I mean, at least guys that take me out on real dates. This didn't even feel like a date. It was just, we were like hobos running around like begging for money.
Oh, Tony.
I think I'd feel that way too. And I'm not like super into money. Yeah. What was the worst part of it?
I said to him, like, I made it clear that I don't really do this. And he made me do it at one point for this plate with pandas on it.
Yeah, he told us about that. He said he was actually very impressed that you were able to get that plate.
Big score.
Yeah. I don't want to hurt him, It's just being honest. That's how I feel, and I just feel like I deserve better.
Hey, Tony, wouldn't you like to talk to Tommy and just tell him that date was kind of weird and he shouldn't do that again? Maybe some, like, constructive criticism?
No, I mean, like, I think he should get the picture by me not responding.
Okay, well, he isn't getting that picture.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you that he's on the phone and been listening. So you've already kind of told him.
He's on the phone?
Yeah.
Look, I feel like you didn't really try on the date. It's like you didn't really like try. So like, how can you tell if it was really? How can you tell if it was really fun if you didn't really actually give it your all? I kind of felt like I was like pulling you up the whole time. I think we could have had a fun time and actually had like gotten to know each other better and had a fun date. Like, not every date has to be this classy, romantic, roses at the table and wine and fancy fiddle players. Like, I think it would be fun to like just go be vagabonds for a day.
I mean, that's fine that you think that, but I don't. I'm sorry. To be honest, dating me is a privilege, and I deserve to be treated on a date a lot better than I was.
Dating you is a privilege? I'm a fun, cool, creative guy who actually likes to do things with people in the city. I don't do just cookie-cutter dates with roses, man. Dating me is a privilege.
If that's your idea of a date, that's fine, but it's not mine.
I'm sorry that I'm not like your ex-boyfriend Jim owning beefcake, no-brain, muscle-face rich people. I'm sorry I'm not just like your father and made of money, I'm a real person, and...
Excuse me, real people beg for money on a first date?
It's not begging for money. You keep saying that. It's trading for things and asking for things.
Well, you can
it's a
call it
bigger and
whatever
better
you want
thing.
to call
It's
it.
an adventure.
I
If you're not into an adventure, then I'm not into you.
Tommy.
Well, then that brings me to my next question. I was going to ask Tawny if she would like a second date with Tommy. I will pay for it. Tawny, will you go out with Tommy again, even though he just said he didn't want to see you?
Honestly, I think he needs to date somebody more his class, his league. It's just not me.
Tony.
Well, come on.
There you go,
That's
Tommy.
rude.
Hey, it's time to play in your own league, all right?
No.
Stay in your class, buddy.
All right, I'll stay in my own class because we have more fun and we do more fun things instead of, read Southern Living magazines and try to figure out what rich life is about.
I don't know how you're offended, Tommy. In the very beginning of this, you said you were attracted to her because you thought she was a rich girl.
He said that?
Well, you shouldn't be offended either because it sounds like you're attracted to rich guys.
Yeah, but at least I'm upfront about it.
He said that he thought that you were out of his league because you're hot, and he said that he thought you might have a lot of money.
Well, I guess I am.
All right.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.